Moon comes out of the bathroom. She's tying a towel around her. She looks at her watch. I should prepare a meal. Maybe not his favorite, but it won't be fair if he comes home hungry and there is no food. She heaves a sigh and goes to her wardrobe. He finishes the cereals and dumps the plates in the sink. Get it over with, man, and have some peace. Uzo knocks and then opens the door. His eyes widen slowly with shock. Moon stares, dumbfounded in her underwears. They both stare at each other with awe and shock. She grabs for her towel. He seems to jump back into himself. I am sorry. He leaves. Moon watches him leave, holding up the towel shocked. He's sitting down. His drawing is spread out in front of him, but he doesn't seem to be seeing it. Who knew she's that perfect? Get a grip, man. This is Moon. Thank God Risa would be here tomorrow, and this madness would stop. Risa's bags are packed. Chief comes in, sees the bags. You can't wait to leave me? I can't risk my fiancé discovering my fibs. Uzo is pacing the study. The door opens and Moon enters. They look at each other. You wanted to see me? Uzo heaves a sigh. I actually came to apologize for this morning. I was rude. I am sorry. It's okay. You were partially right. It needed to be said and I needed to hear it. He stares at her. Then I am sorry for how I said it, for the tone of my voice. Moon nods. Yes, I had a crush on you, but I am over it now. If I had a choice, I wouldn't be here. He grips the table tighter. Okay would have been the better choice for you. Why didn't he save you? Why let my mom take you away from him? He didn't have the kind of power your mom has. So you don't have to worry about my feelings anymore. From here, it's all brotherly love. She turns to leave. On her face is pain. Uzo balls his hands into a fist. But till this phase of a marriage is over, stay away from okay. She turns sharply to look at him. Would you stay away from Risa? He stares at her in shock and she walks out. He watches her, then pushes the papers down from the table and turns to the window. Comes into the living room. She picks up the remote control. Risa enters, dumps her bags and looks up. Their eyes meet, and they stare at each other for a while. Who are you? IJ is walking. She sees Oke's car and flags it down. Oke stops. Good morning. Good morning, IJ. Okay, I thought they said you moved to the city. How did you hear that? Was travel? Not yet, but soon. I guess you'll be seeing Moon then. I don't think so. She lives in the city. Since you two are friends, you may want to check on her. Okay is exasperated. Thanks, even if I do want to check on her. It is a large city, and I don't have her address. But then, thanks for your concern. IJ smiles. You are welcome. Rusa is looking at Moon with disdain. Why Moon stares at her with awe. I asked you a question. I am Moon. You must be Risa. Moon. Is that supposed to be a name? It is mine. What are you doing here? I came home with Uzo. Risa stares at her with shock. He's my cousin. Risa begins to laugh. Moon stares at her puzzled. So you are her game plan? Risa laughs harder. I don't understand. You are Dora's plan. You are what she sent to drive me out of this house? Moon looks on silently. Well, you are too small, too insignificant to make a good job of it. Get out of my way. Risa begins to go inside. If I were her, I would have married a young, innocent, and sexy village girl to tempt him. But a cousin? She shakes her head in pity. Has no right or power to do anything. And by the time I am through with you, you would run from here screaming. Moon watches her go upstairs trying to hold her laugh. Agnes and IG are talking in hushed tones. What does he need Uzo's address for? He wants to see Moon, I guess. You didn't ask him? I did. And he said he felt he should check on Moon. to see how she's doing. Why would he want to do that? He should just forget Moon and move on. There are other girls. It is in our best interest to give him the address. Once he sees Moon has only eyes for Uzo, he would move on. Who knows, maybe to you or me, or to the hundreds of other girls who want him. Madame has sent you to Uzo's house before to make a delivery. I am sure you still have the address. They stare at each other. Rusa enters the room and sees the state the room is in. She drops her bag slowly and sits on the bed staring at the mess. Moon? Moon! Moon stands up from her bed, shakes her head in self-pity, which is beginning already. She leaves to go answer her. IJ and Meg are talking. Have you given him the address? Not yet. Agnes is proving stubborn, but I will get it. Are you sure this would work? Okay clearly has feelings for her. If he finds her, Uzo's jealousy will rock that marriage. What I want is for Okay to seduce her and for her husband to find out and kick her out. I want her to lose both men, our men. All we can do is show him the door and praise he turns the key. Meg heaves a sigh. Get that address. It is the first step. IJ nods. I better get back before Cook begins to look for me. Don't worry, all will go according to plan. They part ways. Moon enters the room. She looks at the mess with guilt. This is the first and last time I will have to call you more than once before you answer me. Moon is suddenly afraid. I didn't hear you calling at first. I was in my room. What happened here? I've been asked not to enter this room or touch anything here. Shut up your mouth and start cleaning, imbecile. My cousin said I should not clean or touch anything in his room ever again. Risa jumps to her feet. I am the madam of this house, his wife. If I tell him how, you would not even help me to clean, but in a manner only I know how to control him. Who do you think he would listen to? Hesitates for a while and begins to put the room in order. Risa sits on the bed and brings out her phone. It is in your best interest to leave this house before I make you leave. You don't know what things I'm capable of. Moon opens her mouth to say something but closes it again. Run back to Dora and tell her you failed. That is my last warning to you. You don't want to know what it is like to suffer until I make you my target. She leaves. Moon is staring at the door. A tear slips from her eyes and she cleans it and goes back to work. He's about driving into his compound. Meg walks over to him with smiles. Okay stares at her in shock and comes down from the car. What are you doing here? I was just passing by and saw you driving. What do you want? Just to say hi. Hi. He begins to walk back to his car. You are still very angry with me? No. I just don't enjoy your company. Because of Moon? Another man's wife? No, Meg. Because your heart is dark. I am filled with wickedness, a trait I dislike in people. I could change. It will do a lot of good if you do. But don't disillusion yourself. And please, don't do it for me. He walks into his car and drives into his compound, leaving her there. Moon, I will not let you be happy for stealing the hearts of the two men I had my eyes on. I won't allow it. She turns back and leaves. Risa is sitting on the couch. The television is on and she's talking on the phone. One silly gutter girl. June, I need advice because if I deal with her the way I want to, she's about 18 or thereabouts. Pretty care. I'm telling you she's dirty and stupid. See you then. June calls the phone and turns to Ogie. What happened? Apparently she met a girl in Uzo's house. What? His cousin. So I don't know why she's freaking out. A cousin? Risa is just a drama queen. She asked me to come over. I will find out more when I go. It is her gift freaking her out, not the girl. She had best leave the poor girl alone. Too late. She wants advice on how to get rid of her. Oge turns her full attention on June. Tell her to leave the girl alone. You do otherwise, that poor girl will suffer grievously. You know how vicious Risa can be when she has a mind to. June smiles. I will try for all the good it would do. Moon is with Risa. She's on the phone while Moon is cutting vegetables. So what did the white guy say? That is too small, oh. I won't do it for that amount. The phone cuts. Crappy network. She turns to Moon and walks over to examine the vegetables. What do you think you are doing? You asked me to cut it. I am making afang soup. Afang is not that crappy or high vegetable Dora cooks. You are to cut it into very tiny pieces. Start afresh. Maybe you should show me how it's done. What did you just say? I don't know how to do it. Show me. Unfortunately, I ruined my nails. So you do it and do it right. And when you finish, prepare the whole ingredients and pound the yam. It's your cousin's favorite food. You shouldn't be happy doing it. I might as well cook the whole food. You sass me again. You get the back of my hand on that ugly face of yours. I wonder how was Ostan seeing a thing as ugly as you live and breathe in his house. Gaps. Risa walks out of the kitchen. IJ enters and looks around for Cook. She's not here. Oh, good. So tell me, what is the address? What if Dora finds out and I lose my job? What then? Who is going to tell Dora? Things might go wrong with Oke's plan, and I don't know. I don't just want to lose my job over this. You are making a big deal out of this. Agnes is about to say something, but stops as they hear footsteps. They both face their chores quickly. Risa enters the kitchen. Moon is pounding yam. Is everything ready? Yes. Risa goes to check the boiling soup. Ozo enters. Hey! Risa turns and rushes to him and they hug and kiss passionately. Moon watches. Then she silently looks away. You didn't say anything about your cousin staying with you? She's not important right now. Moon looks up shocked. I missed you. Come on. They leave the kitchen. Moon gets up slowly and wipes tears from her eyes. She begins to dish the pounded yam. Moon is standing at the foot of the stairs, looking up. She glances at the wall clock and shakes her head. Fresh tears slip down her face. She wipes it off furiously. He comes out of the shower with a towel around his waist. Risa is sitting at the foot of the bed. Why did she come back with you? She wants to write JAMB and subsequently seek admission. Don't you see it? See what? You know what your mother is trying to do, right? You can't tell me the thought has not crossed your mind. Ozo watches her silently and picks up his shirt from his drawers. Fine, ignore me. But your cousin has a secret mission here, to drive us apart. Don't say I didn't warn you of your mother's secret agenda. Uzo pulls his shirt on and turns to her. I have had a long day. I am hungry and tired. If those are not part of your immediate plan, just let me know. Risa gasps. Sometimes your arrogance is unbelievable. She walks out. Uzo slowly releases his breath. Thanks, mother, for this mess. He follows after her. Risa enters the kitchen and eyes Moon, who is leaning on the wall. What are you doing there? Waiting for you? Where is the yam? Moon points a dish. Risa sighs and opens the pot of soup. Hand me that dish and set the table. Moon hands her the dish and takes down place for 3 people. Wait, what are those for? You asked me to set the table. Yes, but why do you need all those plates? I am setting the table for 3 people. Risa begins to laugh. So, you dare to think you are eating at the table with us? I've always eaten with my cousin. Shut up. Set the table for 2. You will eat in the kitchen. Moon stares at her with anger. What are you standing there for? Moon hesitates, but returns some of the plates, while Risa carries the dishes out. Risa is sitting with Uzo and they are about to eat. Where is Moon? She opted to eat in the kitchen. Why? I asked. She said she wanted to give us some privacy. Okay. Moon goes over to the place where her food is. She opens the plate and sees more water than soup with no meat. She stares at it angrily. She snatches the plate from the table and moves towards the dining room. Then she stops, staring at the food. She slowly comes back and dumps the food and leaves.